Hey, my wandering wanderers. Today we're going to be doing a love reading for the week of 6/8. Please note that we will be pulling cards and asking thought-provoking questions and statements to help identify and align you in a direction you need to go for love. Please note that this will help you understand and comprehend your own internal perceptions and perspectives of love. Note that this should also help you understand and identify elements of love that can help you understand and bring out that feeling of passion that you desire. Please note that we will be using the Jon Holland Psychic Tarot for the Heart deck for the overarching 5 and focus for guidance, the Soul's Journey deck for mental concepts and perspectives at play, the Romancing Angels Answers deck for thresholds and gateways of alignments, while we will be using the Wild Unknown Archetype Oracle deck to identify core vibes to seep into and identify how that's relevant towards this entire spread, okay? Please note that you do have free will, but resonance might dredge something up, so if you resonate, great. If you don't resonate, thank you for your time. Dear Universe, please seeking a clear channel for your guidance. Please seeking a clear channel for your guidance underneath the planetary sign of Venus. Please seeking a clear channel for your guidance for love and relationships underneath the planetary sign of Venus. Alright. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Seeking guidance underneath the planetary Venus. Please note that a planetary sign is a lot more, I would like to say literal and present. But let us go ahead and see what kind of guidance that we're going to get for love and relationships today. Venus. Alright, let's see what we're getting into today. So today's guidance for love and relationships right now is something that we don't know that needs to be nurtured, something that we don't know about this third eye perspectives, and something that we don't know that needs to be released. Simultaneously speaking, when it comes to releasing, understanding, or when it comes to releasing this energy, it has to pertain to this third eye perception and what needs to be nurtured. Okay, so from the perception of love and relationships, what is it that, when it comes to aspects of love and relationships, what is it that you want to be nurtured, especially from the perception of a relationship? What is nurturance in a relationship for you? Also, how do you understand that perception of nurturance? How do you also perceive that perception of or perspective of nurturance? What is that like for you? How do you understand this mental perception? Simultaneously speaking, when it comes to understanding what is nurturing and what is not nurturing, how do you let go of these aspects that are non-nurturing? How do you release that and let that go? When you release this perception of something that is when you release this perception of something that's not nurturing, or when you release it, what is, do you understand the perception of this experience? Like, is the perception of this experience of love, is it more soothing? Is it more heartfelt? Is it more self-encompassing? Simultaneously speaking, when it comes to this aspect of love and this perception of compassion for this relationship, how do you understand this perspective or perception, and what do you need to do to remove these aspects of this relationship or this perception of love to make it more nurturing? You know, things to think about. What does a nurturing relationship look like to me? How do I understand this perspective? How do I let go of the perspectives that are no longer nurturing? What do I need to do to identify what a nurturing relationship feels like to me? Okay, just some food for thought. Let's go ahead and check out some mental concepts that might be associated with this aspect of guidance. So far, it seems like taking the time to understand from the perception of love and relationships what is nurturing for us, and what is that mental perception of nurturance is, and how can we take time to let go of things and aspects that are not nurturing for us from the perception of relationships. This energy feels like it's more catered towards understanding this perception of what this looks like and letting go of alternate perceptions that pertain to non-nurturance. For example, seeking a lover that's not abusive, well, you wouldn't focus on the abusive aspects of it. The abusive aspects of it would be the things to release. Simultaneously speaking, what was nurturing? I was in a relationship that wasn't so great, but there was an aspect of it that I liked. Okay, pause. Out of all the things that you didn't like, what can you let go from that previous relationship experience? What was truly that perspective? Okay, what are some of the things that you can take from it from the perception of nurturance? Okay, stuff like that. This is where this energy is mostly oriented today. I'm going to go ahead and pull some mental concepts to think about when it pertains to this energy that we're being guided towards. So we have two cards. We have things that we have to understand. We have to understand when it comes to this energy, especially when it pertains to love. Acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things I cannot change. And self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. When it comes to this perception, what is it about ourselves that we're starting to accept? What is it about this perception of love that we're understanding? Are we starting to accept ourselves to the point where we understand what is nurturance and what is no longer nurturance? Simultaneously speaking, are we starting to take the time and effort, also from another perception, to understand the things that we love for ourselves, and understand that when it comes to other people that we won't change? Especially when it comes to these perceptions of love, have you taking the time to comprehend there's certain perceptions of love that you prefer that you are not getting rid of? Simultaneously speaking, where is this awareness of this self-acceptance that you have? Or do you understand where this awareness of this aspect of self-esteem is for you? You know, maybe this aspect of love, or aspect of even self-love for that matter, maybe this part of you actually pertains to an aspect of your self-esteem, and maybe you're taking a moment to let go of these negative connotations or perceptions that don't serve you towards the perception of nurturance. You know, how are you aware of these things? How does that build back into your own sense of self? And the more that you start to realize the things that you're letting go of, how does that make you honor and love yourself as an individual, but also honor and love yourself from a perception of a better lover, or honor and love yourself knowing that you might have a specific way of loving people that you prefer, that's starting to you know, enable you to come out more nurturing and actually boost your confidence and self-esteem, to understand that you prefer to be loved in this way. You know, just food for thought, something to think about. Let's go ahead and get a threshold card so we can identify what the threshold is for all these energies. Self-acceptance is really coming through, especially from perceptions of understanding how we like to love, and understanding how we like to love. Let's go ahead and pull one card from here. Commitment. This relationship is becoming more serious and could be long-term, but please note that the perception of commitment is coming from this aspect of love. When it comes to understanding these gateways and these thresholds, what is this threshold of commitment when it comes to loving someone? What does that mean to actually be committed with someone? does the statement or the terminology of commitment and understanding the commitment from this perception, does this perception or understanding this perception of commitment from the perception of relationship, does this relationship make you want to accept yourself? Does this relationship help boost your sense of self-esteem? Is that a threshold of commitment that you're into? Simultaneously speaking, when it comes to understanding this perception of relationship, does this relationship or this aspect of commitment or this threshold of commitment, does it look like the perception that you thought it was? Does this aspect of commitment or this perception of commitment or this threshold of commitment, does it seem nurturing? Is this something that you're releasing? Is this aspect of commitment, is this something that you're keeping? Is it something that you are letting go? Is this perception of commitment something that you are accepting for yourself? Does this perception of commitment make you feel better about yourself? These are things to think about when you're starting to tap into this, or when you're starting to understand the threshold of commitment, especially when it pertains to love, self-acceptance, self-esteem, understanding that this is the 10 of coins and the 10 of cups that you really want. Is it really nurturing you? Does it help you become your highest self? Does it help you let these things go? Does any of these energies help you understand this perception of commitment and what you are committing to from the perspective of love? Things to really think about. Okay, let's go ahead and see what this big pool of energy that we can identify how to tap into when it comes to these elements that come together. What is this pool of energy that we can tap into and feel out, especially when it comes to understanding this archetype or understanding this aspect of commitment? Let's go ahead and the kiss. Catching the kiss by Prince. It's like, you don't have to be do. Yeah, kiss-like energy is out here. Something about the sheer awareness of how it feels when you're about to come in for that kiss. How does it feel? How does this feel? How does it feel like when you're about to get ready to kiss someone? When you're about to kiss someone, do you feel committed prior to? Do you understand this feeling of commitment that pulls you forward for that kiss, that gaze, that long segment where you are just staring deeply into their eyes? What is this kiss-like energy for you? How do you, when it comes to being with people in relationships, how do you build into that kiss-like energy? What gives you motivation to actually come through to kiss someone? And when you're actually in this lovey-dovey or in this romantic vibe, when are you aware of this kiss-like energy? So far, when it comes to this energy, there's heavy emphasis on orange space. The sacral chakra is what I'm really getting. Like the sacral chakra, coming close, feeling one another, being pulled into each other's space. Here's a question. When it comes to getting involved into this kiss-like energy, do you feel, do you understand this threshold of commitment? Do you understand how commitment comes together to lock you in, to be in sync with you and this other individual, to prepare yourself to be engaged in I want to say XOXO combat, but lovey-dovey parameters? How do you understand this feeling? How do you get into this space to love? Okay, things to think about. Is it nurturing? This is something that you want to hang on to. How do you prune this so you can actually tap into this energy? Okay, food for thought. Think about it. That being said, symbolism is meant to understand the energies of the situation. So if anyone takes these symbolistic statements literal or negative, don't be surprised when the evil eye shows up. Please realize it's important to experience this information and discern it for yourself. Okay? Peace be with you. Namaste. Thank you for your candor and have a nice day.